Shalom, shalom. Welcome to Supporting Yah's Cornerstone. My name is Heshra. In today's video, I'm going to talk briefly about why I decided to do the Adultery Series on this channel. At first, I didn't want to do it because I felt like since I only have under 100 videos on this channel, that the channel was still new, and I didn't really want to touch on what I thought of as a controversial topic right at the beginning of starting this YouTube channel. But it kind of weighed on my mind. I hate to speak on behalf of the creator, but I felt like there was just an urge or a push that might have been coming from y'all for me to touch on this subject. Just because over the years I have seen and picked up on different things and learned so much, and have seen sisters go through different issues concerning this topic. And when the creator, I feel like sometimes when the creator blesses you with information or a certain type of understanding, and then in that, you also learn, he allows you to, can allow you to see solutions and things of that nature, then sometimes it can be important, or that he may want you to share. And so that's the push that I felt, that I needed to share certain understandings that I got over the years surrounding this topic. And so my mind really didn't settle out with it until I actually started to do the videos, and a lot of the reservations I had kind of went away, and my mind settled out with it. Over the years, and when I look down, I'm just looking down at my notes, but over the years I've known adultery to happen a good bit within the Hebrew Israelite community. And of course, we know that people that don't serve Yahweh, that of course it happens a lot in Western culture, and it also happens a lot in cultures all over the world, almost to the point where in some cultures, in some people's culture, it's like ingrained into it. It has become like a normal part of how they live. And even in Western culture, it can be that way. It's like a normal thing. My goal ultimately with the Adultery Series is to encourage women not to commit adultery, to seek other ways to resolve the difficulties that they have within their marriages. I've never known adultery to bring a blessing into anybody's marriage or to resolve any problem. Normally, I've known sisters or women to do it kind of on the whim, and out of some kind of emotional thing, the emotional feelings they were having in their mind. And I've never known it to make any woman that has done that, I've never known it to resolve the emotional issues she was having. I've never known it to resolve any marital problems she was having. It only made matters worse. And we understand why that would be so, because one, it's against Yah. Two, it doesn't resolve anything. You just got involved sexually for a moment with somebody else, with another man, who of course has his own set of problems that more than likely the woman doesn't even know about. Because when we in our feelings, we don't think properly. We don't always think in a stable way, or in an understanding type of a way. But the goal of the whole series is basically what I just said, just to encourage women not to commit adultery and seek other means to resolve marital issues. We also understand that for those of us who've chosen to live for Yah, that encompasses every aspect of our life. On the other side of life, maybe you went to a place of worship one day a week, and then the rest of the week, Maybe you lived how you wanted to live. You made decisions based off whatever your thought was about it. But we know as we study and learn the word of the Creator that the Creator's word is involved in just about every aspect of our life. So it matters how we deal with problems. We learn that there's a righteous way to deal with things when something is going wrong. On the other side of life, before we start living for Yah, we resolve problems however we thought, however felt good to us most of the time, whatever would bring our mind to a peaceful point as we saw it. But sometimes we know through Yah's word that righteous resolutions, they always end in peace, but it might not always be comfortable at first, whatever the righteous thing is to do or to resolve a problem. But we know in the end, it does end in a peaceful, it brings you back to peace eventually, even if it doesn't at the very beginning. But we know that Yah's law is involved in every aspect of our life, and that it matters what we do every day, from what we cook to how we treat people to judgment calls we make every day. We know that Yah's involved. So when we make a decision to commit adultery, then that brings about an issue not just between us and our husband, but also us and the Creator, and it affects our relationship with the Creator. We know that adultery not only damages our relationship with Yah, but it breaks down our marriages and our families. And families are the foundation of every nation, the God it serves, the God the nation chooses to serve, and the families. That's the foundation of any nation. And so the healthier our relationship is with Yah, the healthier our marriages are, our families are, then the better it makes our nation. It will make our nation as a whole. And so I think that's something important to remember. Over the years, I have been blessed to understand and know the various reasons sisters sometimes ended up committing adultery. And so I've tried to start to do videos concerning those topics, or that would address give overall solutions to certain issues. I decided that right at the beginning that the best thing to do would be to define what adultery is according to the word of Yah. Because in the world today, there are various definitions of adultery and what people think about adultery. So I thought I needed to start right from the beginning to let people know what definition I would be using. And of course, the definition I would be using would come from Yah, the law of Yah. And so I began the series with 2 videos. What is adultery defined by the Torah and Yah's law? And the second video was what adultery is not according to the word of Yah. And so I decided to do 2 separate videos because that way it could be a clean-cut understanding under each one of what adultery is according to Yah and what it is not. That way I thought it might make it, more understandable and plain. The next video I did in the series is called Causes of Adultery, where I try to start to go over some of the reasons I've known women to commit adultery and tried to give some solutions in there to those causes. So Causes of Adultery Part 1 touches on marriage frustration, because I've known sisters to commit adultery just simply because they're frustrated with different things going on within their marriage. Another video that's a part of the series is Causes of Adultery Part 2, the lack of Yah knowledge of the topic or acceptance of it. So in that video, I touch on that, and I give some solutions to that also. 2 other videos that are not in the Adultery Series playlist but can be helpful are making it through difficult times and situations. And another video would be remember to pray for your husband. I would encourage you to watch the entire series, including the 2 videos that are not a part of the series. And for those of you who may say, I don't need this, I already know these things, I already have things worked out that I do already, and that is good. Or you may have sisters that you counsel with already that have been good for you over the years, and that is absolutely wonderful. But if you know anybody who this would help them, that you may not need it, but it may help them, please share these videos. Please share this channel. Please share this series. For those of you who may have committed adultery already, we know that in this way of life sometimes things happen. Sometimes we err, we make mistakes, we break the law. And we know that King David is a perfect example of Yah forgave King David for committing adultery. So there is a road back if you find that you have done that. Like King David, you have to be willing to accept whatever the ending consequences are, because sometimes it is what it is. And then we know that King David did that Yah was as merciful as he could be in that situation with King David, but he also had to accept a punishment for it. And we know that happened. But King David accepted that punishment, and then he moved forward with his life, and Yahweh was willing to move forward with him and reestablish that relationship with him, or continue in a relationship with him. So, there is so many gems in the King David story that it is amazing. And that's just one of them, is that he overcame adultery and rebuilt his relationship with Yah. And you never heard about King David committing adultery again. So he learned his lesson. He accepted the consequences. He confessed it, and he moved on with his life and his relationship with Yah. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like these videos. It helps the algorithm, and it helps YouTube begin to promote the videos more. My goal is to be as helpful as I can to many sisters as I can by sharing. Thank you so much for watching. Shalom, shalom.